So we're going to delve into the facts and talk about where the economy really is. And what we want to do is paint a picture, not relative to where we were during COVID, because obviously we're better off than we were when we were in COVID. But let's go back to 2019, because things were great in 2019. So where is our economic activity right now? Initial jobless claims are exactly the same that they were in 2019, 229,000 that was reported on June 3rd of this year. The same time in 2019, 229,000 initial jobless claims. Continuing jobless claims, there back in 2019, there were 1,614,000 continuing jobless claims. Today, 1.3 million. So a better number there. Check this out. Most people would say, oh, well, retail's really struggling. Well, is it really? The retail sales were up 5.8% in 2019. In 2022, they're up 12.4% on a year-over-year basis. You look at things like box office receipts. Now, this is a little bit skewed because in 2019, box office receipts were $251 million for the period of time in 2019. They're $171 million in 2022. But let's talk about that. You, number one, had almost no movie production going on during COVID. So there is not a lot of movies out there that people are just streaming into the theaters to go see. Top Gun Maverick is an exception. It was actually shot prior to COVID.
Yeah.
And so you've got that factor going on. So that really is not a legitimate comparison there. You got a lot of other things. You look at the supply of motor fuel, basically the same as it was in 2019. You look at things like people going through the TSA checkpoints, hotel occupancy. It was 64.4% in 2019. Today, it's 63.2%, virtually the same. So, Scott, I don't know what would cause someone to look at those numbers and say the economy is bad. What's really affecting the economy is two things. One is the war in Ukraine, and the other is this rise in interest rates.
Yeah.
And fuel prices and inflation and things of that nature. Well, let's boil that down. You've got war and you have economic policy of the Biden administration that really you're out of control over. And so those are the two things that we see that are creating this bear market that we've had. To your point, the Fed has raised interest rates and is probably today going to raise interest rates again to try to tamp down inflation. Why are we having inflation? Well, things are disrupted because of the war in Ukraine, and we have basically made the decision in this country, or at least the administration has, to shut off the independence that we had of foreign oil. And now we're relying on foreign oil, and those guys get to set the price. And so that's where we are as far as the economy is concerned. And these two things will pass, and the economy will recover. And I think we'll see a replay very much like we've seen historically with the stock market. When we go into a bear market, we're likely to be higher 12 months down the road.
Want more content like this delivered to your inbox weekly? Visit fastest4.com to learn more.